This no weakness Cooper Flagg build is unstoppable in NBA 2K26. At 6'9", it's a dominant interior force with legend posterizer, a sniper off the dribble with Hall of Fame shooting potential, and a sheer force on defense with both high perimeter and block to register some of the best contest percentages in the game. Welcome to the optimized Cooper Flagg build. And if this video gets 25 likes, I'll drop all the builder secrets the sweats don't want you to know about. So smash that like button, get ready to harass these 7-4s, because it's time to get right into this build. As always, I'm going to give you two options to make this build, and you choose whichever one is best for your preferred playstyle. Start off by making him at the power forward position, 6'9", 220 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. The scouting report on Cooper is clear. He is a versatile two-way forward that can do a lot of things on the basketball court at a high level. So updating it from the one that we built at Community Day, we wanted to make sure we showcase all aspects of Cooper's game. The first notable change you'll see is on the finishing. We made sure that was highlighted on this version of Cooper Flagg, and it didn't disappoint. We have an 84 driving dunk with a 77 vertical that gives us posterizer on bronze off rip with gold aerial wizard. However, adding cap breakers to this build takes the finishing to a whole nother level. As you can see, with just 4 cap breakers, I was able to upgrade my driving dunk to a 93 with an 80 vertical, giving me not only contact dunks, but gold posterizer, which I immediately upgraded using Max Plus 2 to make it legend for this build. And trust me, with it on legend, you boom on a lot of people sitting in the paint. It's one of the most fun builds to play, not only in fives, but especially in the park. But that isn't the only way you can finish with this build. We start off with an 80 driving layup, which does give us silver float game and silver physical finisher off rip. If you watched our badge tier list last video, then you'll know that float game is one of the best badges in the game. It can get you shots off quickly, and with physical finisher having that 73 strength, we're able to finish over smaller defenders in the paint. So let no one tell you this year that you can't finish on this Cooper Flagg build. You're definitely going to be able to have versatility going to the basket. And that's not even scratching the surface for the post game that this build has. Pretty much all silver badges across the board except for post powerhouse, but trust me, if you want to finish with finesse, this build can do exactly that, especially if you decide to Max Plus 2 that post fade phenom. But don't get it twisted, finishing isn't the only way we can score the ball. We still have very good shooting for an in-between build. 83-83 split off rip, that does give us silver set shot specialist and a lot of the other badges on bronze. However, adding cap breakers to this build, it becomes dang near legendary. Because I only have 6 cap breakers at the recording of this video, I was only able to get my mid-range up to an 85, which does give me silver deadeye. However, by the time that we finish using our cap breakers, we'll be able to get that up to an 87 for silver shifty shooter. And since we personally decided to go with the shooting specialization for this build, I will be reserving my 2 cap breakers that I get from specialization to get this up to an 87. And with 2 Max Plus 2 badges coming to shooting, I can put my shifty shooter up to Hall of Fame, and my limitless range, set shot specialist, deadeye, whichever badge that I choose, I can upgrade those in order to get crazy shooting on a build that's an elite finisher, similar to what you have for Cooper Flagg. And with how builds are this year, 6'9s and 6'7s are truly slept on for their versatility, especially on this Cooper Flagg build. I get an 80 ball handle off grip with a 70 speed with ball. Now I know, yes, I don't get the 75 to get to silver lightning launch. However, I do have silver unpluggable, which you can't even get plugged this year anyway. I have strong handles on gold, which means I can bully through you to get to the paint. And I decided to put lightning launch on gold with Max Plus 2 on this badge, because then it gives me launches to the basket so I can go in and use my legend posterizer and boom on your head. Whatever you want to do with this build, Do what's best for you. Me, I allowed myself to have a 76 pass accuracy. I've allowed myself to have the ability to use my stick skill in order to create shots on my own, which would have been impossible with how the build system was last year. So take the time to nerd out in the builder. You can create something truly legendary, which is what we've done here. Now, this build was specifically made to run in the park with randoms. Yes, I know, if you wanted to see how that went, check the NBA 2K Twitch channel. It was crazy last Friday. However, it is very versatile in how it's able to defend. If you need to be the on-ball defender, you can. You have an 82 perimeter defense, which gives you challenger on silver. And with how bad defense is this year, I'm gonna just be honest, you don't need to be going anything over 85 total. So you have the potential with cap breakers to be able to do that as well, but it's not something that I would recommend until we see any gameplay balancing changes. You'll immediately notice that with steel as well. I opted for a 73 steel for a silver interceptor. As I've stated, we have the ability to use cap breakers to update that as the gameplay changes inevitably come, because let's be real, defense is absolutely abysmal on this game. Because catching passes with interceptor out the air is the best way to get steals this year, I personally would not go anything above silver at this moment. Consistent on-ball steals is a myth this year, so until any gameplay changes go, silver is more than enough. The main thing you're gonna want for any build that's supposed to be a defender is having a high block. If you wanna get contest this year, let me make it perfectly clear. You need a combination of perimeter defense and block, because for some reason you cannot hands up contest this year, which means you have to jump at everybody, and the jump is based on block. That's why we went with an 84 block for silver high flying denier and paint patroller. We also have a 77 interior defense, which does give us potential with cap breakers to get high flying denier up to gold. Then use max +2 to boost that to legend. It's all in what you want to do, but I will say, as soon as I got a better high flying denier, I was able to get better contest percentages at the red level near every time when I was jumping in good position. So unless something changes in the first gameplay patch, I will tell you, each and every build that you make, if you want to play defense, you need a combination of block and perimeter in order to register proper contests. The plan next week is to drop the defensive tutorial so you guys know exactly what you need to do in order to lock people up. But just for now, I'm putting y'all on as an exclusive. Put block on your build, it will help you contest better. If you're defending, you're most likely going to be the back end anyway, which means you're going to need some type of rebounding on your build in order to compete. So we went with an 85 offensive rebound with an 82 defensive rebound, 4 gold box out beast, and silver rebound chaser. Depending on the mode and position that you're playing, you have the options to max +1 into these badges in order to get it up to Hall of Fame levels, legend levels for box out beast. It just depends on who you're playing with. Versatility is key. This is why this build has no weakness. It can do a lot of things at a high level, and you can change your kit in order to fit the situation that you're in. Just please keep in mind, you cannot be the primary rebounder with this build. Most people are running around with legend rebound chaser, and even though that 82 stat does give us some good defensive rebounding jumps, it's a much better offensive rebounder because the stats do matter. Rounding out this build with the physicals, we did go for an 80-80 split for the speed and agility. That does give us on-ball minutes again on bronze, pick downer on bronze, with potential to update that with cap breakers. In addition, we have slippery off-ball on silver, which I always, as an off-ball player, bump that up since it's a tier 2 badge, gold or Hall of Fame, depending on what max +1 and 2 badges you have available. That 73 strength gives me gold strong handles. Really, we're playing bully ball with this build, especially in the park, allowing me to get dunks easier and to be able to finish through contact. But when you put that all together, you get a shot erasing 3-level crasher, an all-around no weakness build that can do a lot of things on the basketball court at a high level. Now, this build does get some great takeovers, 3 and D, glass gunner. Those are some of the main ones that you get. With custom takeovers, you can do what you want in order to round this build out a little better for you. I personally like using either the Speedster or the Jet takeover for Hydration Hero because that then makes me extremely fast. As a defender, I'm able to get to a lot of different places on the court at a quick level that allows me to block a lot more shots, that allows me to just move a lot faster on the basketball court. It's a sleeper takeover that's not mentioned in the builder, but Hydration Hero takeover ability just might be the best takeover ability in the game. You don't lose stamina, you don't lose adrenaline. It really is a sleeper pick. But y'all let me know in the comments, did I cook with this build? Can you see yourself using this updated Cooper Flagg build? Let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys are enjoying so far in NBA 2K26. But if you think this build is a little too slow, it's not good enough for your standards, I do have another way you can make the same type of build. But keep in mind, if you want to go for certain badges, you will change the type of cap breakers you get when it's all said and done. And you'll see exactly what I mean with this next version of this build. It's still 6'9". This time he went 188 with a 7-foot wingspan. The main difference for this build is the lightning launch. We made this build smaller so that it can be faster and get lightning launch on silver. So with the 6'9" build with max +2, we can move it to Hall of Fame to get better launches to the basket. Or so we thought. Look what happens to the cap breakers as I change just this one attribute. Because we removed our 85 offensive rebound, that shifted the entire trajectory for my driving dunk. I no longer have the ability to upgrade my driving dunk double digits. So this is what I know for sure when it comes to cap breaker calculations. Putting any attribute at 85 is the cutoff for the double digit calculations. It becomes a premium selection for your build. The more attributes you have 85 or higher, the more potential your lower tiered attributes can jump. Granted, there isn't an exact science. It is very dependent on height and attributes. But just know, I have been tirelessly cooking in the builder trying to figure out an algorithm to help you guys make some truly overpowered builds with no weaknesses. Once I got it down to a T, I will definitely let you guys know on the channel, but this is just a template to go so far. Now, this is the second version of this build. It is objectively worse than the original, so I personally would not invest any time into trying to get silver lightning launch because you definitely lose the finishing aspect that makes this build great. But when you put this all together, it is still a shot erasing 3-level score. It just loses the ability to get legend posterizer. So if you think lightning launch is that important to you, you definitely can go with this version of the build. But y'all let me know in the comments which version of the 6'9" is your favorite, and let me know which height you want me to experiment with next. Just know we've been cooking up in the builder all year long, and this is no different. But if you want the best no weakness Kobe build on the market right now in NBA 2K26, tap the video on the screen. And on that note, I'ma see y'all in that one. Good night.